All right, how we doing, guys? Today I'm going to go over my monthly royalties for March of 2024. This is a new kind of video I'm trying. Let me know if you guys like it. I'm just going to tell you what kind of royalties I got and where I got them from. I actually received royalties from at least 8 music libraries and 2 different PROs, strangely enough. So we'll get to that in a little bit. So let's get started. Take a look at the statements I got. 9 libraries. 2 libraries where I got statements, but I didn't hit the threshold yet. All right, let's start with the big boys. This first one, this is an American library. They pay quarterly, okay? I have 2 albums with them. One of them has a co-writer for all the tracks. The other one is just me for all the tracks except for one. I got from this library a good 3-figure payment. This is a really detailed statement, so it's pretty cool. Not every library does this. Sometimes they just send you the money and they say, here you go. But this one is really detailed. It tells me all the streaming on Facebook and all that stuff. That's like fractions of pennies. But let's look at the good ones. Some sync fees. The biggest one, $361.73. This is for a Volkswagen radio commercial. So that's my cut of it. Yeah, it's a 50-50 deal with the library. So whatever double that is, 700 and whatever is how much they got. So that's pretty good sync fee. Another one here was a Mountain Dew digital campaign. I don't really know much about this, but yeah, it's the track I thought it was. I have one track that just does so well on these, but it's a full album that does well. This is a stomp and clap rock album that I did. That's the one with no co-writer except for one track. Yeah, so a couple of pretty good things there. There's a lot of stuff, so I'm not going to read through everything, but yeah, those are good ones. YouTube got me about $19 for something here. And a couple things. PGA Tour, basically like 3 PGA Tour placements. They're all about $16 a piece. So yeah, not bad. This is also, once again, upfront royalties. It's not PRO. So that's library 1 is good, mid to higher 3 figures. Let's look at second library. This one is based in the UK. All right. But they have worldwide sub-publishing. The previous one is actually, I think, only domestic. It's like US and Canada, but I believe that they're gonna expand. All right, this next one, yeah, so UK, another good in the mid 3 figures. This is a different system that this library uses, but they tell you, all the uses of all the tracks. I only have 8 tracks with this library, surprisingly, but it's almost even as much as that other library where I have 20 tracks. This is also biannual. This library pays biannually. All right, it doesn't say every single, what it was used for, but it tells you blanket fees, mechanical performance royalties, pretty even distribution between all the different tracks. $43 was the highest payment on here, but there's a lot of small stuff, $24, $15, $18, $18, whatever, ton of stuff. It just says what's the track title, writer, income type. So income type is digital downloads, mechanical performance, direct performance royalties, streaming, synchronization, video stream, blanket, online lyrics. That's weird because that track has no lyrics. Anyway, though, that's the second one. That was a good one. Another one, a different library that's based in London. They have worldwide publishing. They pay biannual royalties. This was a lower 3 figures. And I have one 12-track album with this library with a co-writer for all tracks. It's not even a ton per track here that I'm earning, but it just kind of all adds up to a decent amount. They pay in GBP is the payment. So yeah, you calculate it for US dollars and it's like 1.3 times the rate. Yeah, nothing crazy on this statement, but low hundreds, I'll take it. Pretty good. It tells you mechanical, sync, royalties, composition. That's mostly what I'm seeing here. All right, here's another one. This is a Denmark-based library. I know there's one track that I have that does really well in Germany and France. So I'm guessing this one has some payments from that. It's Denmark, so it's DKK is the currency. And it looks like a lot. It's 966 DKK, but that's really about $140. So this one, low, barely even into the hundreds, but something. And as I suspected, 3 of them earned most of the royalties. At least broke into the hundreds or the 200s for their currency. Synchronization payments, subscription performance, other, I don't know what that is. Yep, and they usually tell you on this one, it tells you the countries. So USA, Vietnam, worldwide sales, YouTube stuff, France. That's about it. So this one They have worldwide distribution. It's not major sub-publishers, though. It's more smaller ones, which is still good to be a part of. We're going to finish up the library royalties before I go to the PRO ones. All right, this is a statement I got from another library. I only have one track with them, so it's not much money. In fact, I didn't meet the threshold. That's about €8, actually. So yeah, biannual payments from this library. The previous one was biannual. I don't know if I mentioned that. So I have one track and it has one co-writer. There's like a decent amount of stuff considering that it's one track, but it's all low, like pennies, 97 cents of euros here and there, $1.17, whatever. It's not much. Tells you some of the countries though: Japan, France. This one has major sub-pubs, so I'm seeing that on there. It at least a lot of times will tell you which sub-publisher is paying the royalties. So we get that one, low, didn't meet the threshold, no big deal. And here's another one where I have 6 or 7 tracks, I think. Didn't meet the threshold, but I earned 13 GBP. They are based in, well, it looks like the UK. So there's a synchronization. Yeah, not much to see on this one. I have co-writers for a couple of the tracks. This actually 2 libraries. So they have different, depending on what albums they do, they release it on one library or the other. So between the 2 libraries, yeah, that's what I got. Not much, but it hasn't been too long for a lot of these tracks. Before I get to the PROs, let's go over, I got some non-exclusive payments, all right? I can tell you the numbers for these. About $70 from one non-exclusive library, so not much, but it all adds up, right? And another one got me about $36. And there's one I didn't pull up for a library, but I didn't meet the threshold. It was another UK library. I guess I work with a lot of them, huh? But they sub-publish everywhere. The reason I didn't get paid for that one was because they're kind of under new management, and some of my stuff hasn't really been with them that long. So it's biannual payments. I'm guessing the next statement I might get something, meet the threshold, which I think is €50. But it was like 10 or something when I looked at it. Okay, and then there's one more too. This guy that works with 2 libraries, and I have music in both of them through him. That was about $74, but he paid me again in April. It's already April now, so close to $300 for that one, so better. It all depends on when each sub-publisher pays and everything, so I just got cut on the cusp for the March payment, but surprising that he paid in April too. It's kind of sporadic, but I'll take it. Okay, those are the libraries that paid. So you may ask yourself, how did I get paid from 2 different PROs? You can only be a member of one, right? Well, the second library that I mentioned, they go exclusively through SESAC for back-end royalties for the US. So the publishing entity, it must go through SESAC. So I have a complimentary, basically, membership at SESAC just for those 8 tracks that I have with that library. And through SESAC, for that statement, I got in the lower but decent 3 figures. If you want to see some of the amounts for the placements, SESAC annual performance premium, that was $111. I don't know what that means, but hey, it's pretty good. And network TV performance premium, 4 cents. I had some placements, 56 seconds duration. There's a lot of, it lists like every single time it aired, so it's not like a ton per each thing, but it's $40 total for all those airings. La Frontera with Patty Ginich. That's the program. For having 8 tracks with them in the low hundreds is actually pretty good. And it's mostly one track, actually. There's also a cable TV performance premium, $49. And a bunch of small stuff for all the tracks here and there. So that was not even my PRO, but that was a PRO I get paid from. They pay quarterly. And SESAC is an invite-only PRO. I don't know how you get invited to it. If you know, let me know in the comments. All right, and moving on to my PRO. They paid this month, or for March, just domestic publishing royalties. Most of my stuff is exclusively published through libraries, so I don't collect the publishing share. But because I claim my live performances, and I have some non-exclusive music where I keep the publishing, I got, once again, in the low 3 figures from my PRO. And most of it is from live performance, playing my own songs at bars and whatever in my area. So if you don't do this, try to do it. Just keep a set list on there. And if you ever play a venue where they are registered with a PRO, then just submit your set list each time. You can save the set list, just punch it in. Yeah, so in the 3 figures just for that. Nothing crazy besides that. There's also reprocess. I see that on the statements a lot. It's like $1 each track for 2 of my albums that are just my artist music from the past 5 years about. So I don't know what that means, reprocess. Let me know in the comments if you do. So that's it. All this stuff added together gives me my second highest month as far as earnings go from the music licensing business. My highest earnings, if you want me to post a video of my highest earning month ever, you let me know. My highest was last year in May when I get my international royalties this May. Hopefully it's the biggest ever. But right now, yeah, there's a good amount. A lot of libraries paying pretty decent stuff. Yeah, so let me know if you guys like this kind of video. I can do more. I can even break down each month royalties that I get. Sometimes it's domestic songwriter only. Sometimes there's content ID stuff paying. Sometimes there's neighboring rights royalties. So there's something different each month. Yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this though, and we'll see you next time.